What's up, everybody? It's your boy Synx, your favorite new author. I love saying that, by the way. But welcome to episode 2 of one of our new segments, Sit Down with Synx. And like I explained earlier in the first episode, during these episodes, we basically just take the time to relax, talk with y'all, just go over some things that's on my mind, get to know y'all a little better. Hopefully y'all get to know me. Drop some comments in the box. I definitely will read them. So I recently did a podcast, and by the time this comes out, it will be live by now. I did a podcast with my own good friend, Mr. Trey P, or Trey F. Kennedy as he goes by on Instagram. And one topic came up was support. And I want to talk about supporting an indie author or a business in general, really. When it comes to supporting authors, a lot of people don't do it. And what I mean by that is, personally, I've ran into many situations where especially locally, when you talk to people and you say, hey, I write a book, you check it out, Of course, you always got to account for those people that's going to say yes, and they're not going to do it. But more and less, I found that you get a lot of people saying they're going to do it, but they don't do it. And don't get me wrong, I understand people are busy, they have lives, they have jobs, they have children. Reading is not on the top of their priority list right now. So I'm not knocking those people who just can't get around to reading. But my issue more so stems from when it comes to asking for support, especially from your local people, that it's a lot harder to garner that support unless you were that super popular person back in high school. It seems like those people on social media can literally do anything they want to on a local. For instance, Sally Sue may say she's baking cupcakes. She has a cupcake business now. And you think back and you remember back to high school, say you took home economics with Sally. And Sally can't bake worth shit. But Sally was super popular. Everybody banged with Sally. Sally banged with everybody else. Sally may have a reputation for things. Whatever. She may have been top cheerleader, homecoming queen, whatever. So Sally says, I'm going to put cupcakes out. I'm selling cupcakes. Cool, I support that. Everybody will flock to Sally's stuff and buy Sally's cupcakes. Meanwhile, they have people who they are actually close with or friends with in real life that actually have a relationship with, where they can't get any support from those same people. The same people that promise to support, they just can't do it. So then you struggle with, maybe it's what I'm offering people. Maybe I'm not selling commodity that people want. So then you see, let's just say, you see Jesse. Jesse's another popular person. Another popular person in high school. Jesse says, hey, I'm writing a book, everybody. Same thing. Everybody flocks to Jesse's books. Even the people who said they would check your book out, but haven't checked your book out yet, and you kind of just knocked it too. They didn't have time. Like I said, you understand. People have real life situations. They have families, they have kids, they have jobs and everything. Reading is not the top priority, especially right now. We have COVID going on. Understandable. But when Jessie says she reads a book, I was putting the book out and everybody flocks to it from the home time, you're kind of like, that's weird, I mean, not knocking Jesse's book. Jesse's book may be very, very good. Jesse's book may very well be better than your book. But the point is, if you run in the same circle, you would hope to garner the same kind of support. And that's often not what you see when you're dealing with a hometown thing. Many times you have to blow up outside of your hometown for your hometown to fuck with you, which is really kind of sad, but it's the truth. I mean, you hear different artists talk about it all the time. J. Cole, for instance, he is my favorite rapper. He talked about it way before a lot of people who follow J. Cole now followed him. Like, for instance, I'm talking early mixtapes, the warm up, before that, the blow up, those tapes. He talks about how he's from, of course, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Not a lot of people fuck with his music down there. Of course, you know the story. If you're a J. Cole fan, he ends up going to college up there in New York. While his main focus is music, he ended up getting his degree and everything up in New York. But his main focus never switched. It was always music. Well, up there in New York, he's garnering all kind of support. He even gets supports from rappers, G-Unit back in the day. He shouts them out on one of the early mixtapes. Like, I think it's called The Blow Up. It was the first one that he actually got signed off of. So, I mean, no way, this problem is not that is solely focused on me, because I do get some support from my hometown people, but at the same time, I don't. But I come to realization that I'm going to have to blow up outside of my hometown, and then those people will come, which is a sad reality. And I know a lot of people's dealing with that same thing as well, unless you fall into that category of being very popular. In that case, you are very blessed. And before people say, well, you must be a loser or something, he has no friends. No, I was never the loser kid in school. Actually, I considered myself to be one of those kids that fell right below that tier of the super, super popular. I'm from the city of Suffolk. I'm actually shocked by how many people actually do know me. It is not a rare thing for me to walk into Walmart or somewhere in the city and some random person like, hey, Fred. By the way, that's my real name, but don't call me that. They'd be like, hey, yo, Fred, remember me? And I'm like, no. And they're like, yeah, I went to school, such and such. And I'm like, oh, wow, I really, it's nice to meet you and everything. How you doing and everything? Keep it polite and everything, but I'm shocked at how many people actually know me, and I've dealt with this for years. I tell my wife all the time, I was that guy that knew all the killers back in high school before they was killers. So I grew up with them. We played football together, played on the jungle gym together before they was killers. And when they became killers, for some reason, I still get the respect of them, which is a blessing. I'm not knocking that at all. I love having that respect. They know that I'm not a killer, unless you push me. Don't fuck with my family. But they know that I'm not of that lifestyle, but still, I still garner respect from them. And I love that. Because in no form of fashion, I'm not a gangster. Of course, I had a little period in my life like every teenager does, where they think they are, but you come to a crossroad where you realize this is not the life for you, or you continue that lifestyle. I decided that life wasn't for me, and fortunately, a lot of people who continue that lifestyle, they still bang with me. They know I'm not going to snitch on them for stuff like that. It was never a trust or loyalty. So they always supported me with that. But back to being an author, I'm not really seeing the support like I would really like. But I don't take it to heart. It's not a chip on my shoulder or anything like that. I know the work that I'm putting out is quality work. I know eventually if I keep working, it's going to get to the level that I want to get to of success, and I will see it. But with that, let's talk about how to show appreciation to your favorite authors, especially your indie authors. The number one thing you can do to thank an author right now is to leave a quality review for their book. Now, I'm speaking more so in line with authors who are strictly publishing on Amazon or Goodreads. As far as the other companies like Apple Books, Barnes and Noble, and everything like that, my books aren't being sold in on those platforms, but I'm pretty sure reviews for those work the same way. So the first thing you can do, and the most important thing you can do, y'all, to show an author appreciation is to leave a quality book review. I'm not talking about just for the books on Amazon, you pick how many stars you think it is. Yes, that's cool, that's important as well. But if you can leave a quality review, a good author will review those reviews and take the input that you provide them and use that for growth. That has been very important in my transition from first-time author to currently working on my 4th book. The reviews that I got for my first book, I've told this story a million times, with the first person to review my book, tore that book to shreds. I thank them to this day, because looking back at it, that book really was trash if you look at it from a professional standard of work. But that review allowed me to study my craft some more, find out what I did wrong, improve upon that craft. And I've seen my work gradually get better and better and better, but it's all because of that one review that I originally got on my first book. So then I get reviews for my second book. It's not many, but the ones that actually do leave honest reviews, I appreciate those as well. People will leave on reviews like, hey, I enjoyed the book, but hey, I think you might need a little more character development. Okay, cool. I'm not taking it as a slight at me. I'm taking it as, okay, you already stated, hey, I enjoyed your book. You just might need to work a little bit more on this. I can respect that from a fan and a supporter. And what does that do? A good author, they start researching, do a more thing, and you're like, all right, okay, I see what they mean. You read some more books, you read some more author books, you kind of, okay, I see. This is what they mean by more character development. Cool. Third book comes around. You publish it. More reviews, more positive reviews than you ever got before. And this time, you may only have one negative review. But the thing is, a good author appreciates those negative reviews along with those positive reviews and continues to build on that craft from that. Because I don't know I'm making mistakes or I'm doing something wrong for, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know I'm doing something wrong unless it's pointed out to me. Granted, a writer should also invest in an editor. That is something I did not do for my first 2 books. The first book, no editor at all. Second book, I called myself editing it a lot better. I did. I took that. The second book was the Phoenix Volume 1. And for that book, I did all the editing myself. In the process of doing the editing, I printed the manuscript out maybe 6 or 7 times, which means I uploaded it to my computer, had it printed out and bound at UPS, ran through it, made changes, boom. Okay, gave it a break, couple of days, did the same thing again, repeat. Even to this day, I know for a fact there are still mistakes that weren't caught in that book because you're never going to catch your own mistakes 100% of the time. That's the importance of investing in an editor. And with my third book, I took the opportunity and I did invest in an editor. And it made a world of a difference. Third book, it doesn't have as many reviews as the second book, but the reviews that have been coming in are a lot more positive. For instance, I even had one review for the Phoenix Ascendant book where somebody actually put in there, this is way better than the first one. I appreciate you growing your craft. I paraphrased that. didn't say that exactly, but they said something on that lines. And you're like, and that makes you feel good. So, yes, reviews are the #1 thing you can do for an author. Make sure you leave a review. If you enjoyed the work, take time to leave a review. It only takes maybe 5 minutes, if that. I mean, I'm not saying you writing a column for the New York Times or anything like that, but take the time if you enjoyed the book. Take the time if you didn't enjoy the book. Let the author know why you didn't enjoy the book. Which brings me to my next thing. Authors. You gotta recognize a real review from trolls. Trolls, as you know, are people who are just out to be negative. They don't leave no type of real fulfillment with you. I experienced trolls as well. Even though I'm not a super popular author, which is crazy, I experienced this. And it's trolls, I'm not sure where they come from. I mean, I know where they come from, they're on the internet, but I don't understand taking the time out of your day to, like, disrespect somebody's work. For instance, if you know I write a certain genre and you know you don't like that genre, why read the book and then leave a negative review because the genre that I write doesn't match the genre that you prefer to read? Clearly, Amazon lists the categories for my books. My book was not in the category that you thoroughly enjoy. Therefore, why read it? I mean, I understand some people want to venture out from their own genres, and that's good. Explore different options. You don't want to be locked down. But at the same time, when you do that, you can't have the same expectation of a book from your favorite genre if they're total opposites. So be aware of trolls. Authors, don't let trolls get in your mindset, get you down. One of the things I found is when I read reviews, especially negative reviews, which aren't that many. I'm here talking to you guys like it's a lot of reviews. I honestly do not have a lot of negative reviews. I have mostly positive, and most of my positive reviews aren't from people that I know. They're really from strangers, and I really appreciate that. But back to what I was saying, authors, when you're reading negative reviews, read the review and ask yourself, is this person genuinely trying to help me? If you honestly feel that that person is not genuinely trying to help you, you can dismiss that as a troll. For instance, I don't even know. Just understand the reviews, I guess. Take time to process them and ask yourself, are they trying to help me? Or are they just being a troll? And those trolls, you ignore them. It is what it is. And honestly, they look stupid when everyone else is scoring your books 5 and 4s, and it's that one person that wrote a 1-star review, and everyone else reviews is like, yeah, I don't know what that guy was on. So don't let trolls ruin your day. I'm ranting right now, just probably shouldn't have video. But yeah, that was what was on my mind today, y'all. Like I said, these videos like this, I'm gonna drop weekly. The other ones, the other new segment, which I call You Read What, You Watch What, those I'm more so leaning towards maybe bi-weekly. That gives me a time to actually read new books, catch new shows, and I won't be rushing to put a video out. So I thoroughly enjoyed you guys. I'm glad if you made it to the end of the video. I'm so thankful for your support. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And until next time, this is your boy Synx signing off. Peace.